I-84 eastbound, just about mile marker 88. We're just coming up on Mountain Home, Iowa. Sorry, Idaho, not Iowa. Idaho. We've been in Idaho for 5 days now. I originally had a load that was going to pick up in Tacoma for the 3rd time in a row last week, which was going to go to Colorado Springs. So, you know, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something just about something like that. Pardon me. Oh, excuse me. So, you know, I left out of here out of Boise, headed back into Oregon. And about 80 miles inside of Oregon. About 80 miles inside of Oregon, or 60 miles inside of Oregon. So about an hour and a half I've been driving. I get another message saying that that load canceled, but they found me another one back here in Caldwell, Ohio. I see how much I don't want to be in the West anymore. Back here in Idaho, but it could not pick up until Monday. So I turned around, came back, parked it for the rest of the weekend. I was desperately hoping that I could pick it up on Saturday, but unfortunately not able to with the holiday on Monday. So I could not pick it up on Saturday, but I was desperately hoping, you know, I could get it to be a legal size load. Not possible. So I had to wait around till Tuesday. Got over there just a little after 7. Tried to load it, but was unable to because it has some kind of transmission, driveline issue. It'll move eventually, but it would not climb up on top of the trailer. I mean, that little bit, you know, like 6-7 inches, 8-inch incline, it was just impossible. So I had to wait for a wrecker to come pull it onto the truck. Onto the trailer, got loaded, got everything secured and buttoned up and flagged up. Went back over to the truck stop, got my scale ticket, adjusted it forward a little bit, got it legal on my act. It's worth 78,000 pounds, but if I sit too far back, I'm going to be over by 1,000, 190 pounds, something like that, whatever it was. So I moved it forward a little bit. Then I get told that they want me to have an escort, which you can see in front of me, I think, right behind this budget middle truck. They want me to have a height pole because we're over 14 foot 6 inches. We're 14 foot 10. So they want me to have a height pole, so I had to wait for that. So basically yesterday I did 36 miles yesterday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days. We're here in Idaho. I like Idaho a lot. But I particularly don't want to be sitting doing nothing. But today, my hike pole there got here just about 9:30. We rolled out just a little before 9:45, 9:40 we rolled out. Hit the scale back here just about half an hour ago. Went through the scale, the weigh station. And now we got about 80 miles up here to Twin Falls. We're going to pop into the Pilot Flight J there. For our first load check. We're taking this Ford L8000 truck with a flatbed and a crane on the back. We're taking this down to Yuma, Arizona. So we're taking I-84 out here to Twin Falls, where we're going to get onto US 93. We're going to take that south down into Nevada. We're pretty much going to follow 93, 95, all the way south down to Las Vegas. I-15, I-11, 95. Well, we're going to now take us down into Arizona. We're going to stay on the Arizona side of the border, of the river in California. Follow that all the way down to Yuma, and that'll take us to our actual delivery location. So there's a possibility I'm going to be stuck in Yuma for the weekend. I hope that I'm praying that I have a load out of there heading all the way back to the East Coast. But we'll see. So it's got to be we got about 140-ish miles from Boise out here to Twin Falls. Then we're probably going to stop in Wells, Nevada for our next load check and like a 30-minute break. We'll get down to Ely. I might be stopping there for the day. I'll see what's past Ely, because my hike pole escort here needs to have a place with a hotel. We need to find a place to accommodate them. Which, given my height, I don't need an escort. My company wants it, so that's what's going on. I would like to do a minimum of 500 miles a day, but given how much time of the day has already been lost, we will get back into Pacific time on this trip. That'll give me an hour daylight, but yeah. about an hour and 10 minutes up here to our stop here at the Pilot Flight J here at Twin Falls. That's US 93, so we come out of the truck stop. We're not going to get back on I-84. We're going to go straight across I-84 south, down through Twin Falls, down into Nevada. And so far, this load has been just eating up time and money. It's a Friday afternoon, into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's now Wednesday. All day Thursday. If I can get there by the end of the day Thursday, which I doubt I'll be able to do, I might be delivered Friday morning. Why do you got your flashes on there, skateboard? Hopefully my manager finds me another load, Friday morning, so I can grab it, have it on the truck by the weekend, and at least I can make some miles. Like I said, hopefully back toward North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, whatnot. A, so I can make some miles. B, so I can get back to the East Coast. I said, this is a super easy load. We're not over heavy, not overweight. We're not long, we're not wide, we're just a little bit tall, like 14 foot 10 inches. Now the company wants me to have a height pole, so they want this hunk of junk as I see it down in Arizona, I don't know. It's falling apart. Literally, figuratively. I mean, it needs a lot of work to bring it up to being legal on the road. But that's their business. All I do is move it. It's already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything.
1 mile. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting around not doing anything. It already cost 4 days of me sitting
extra money for this Escort, and for the wrecker to pull it onto the trailer. The only reason I would say that they're bringing this one down, because there's absolutely nothing in the area, and even with all the extra costs that go into it and the repair costs that go into it, there's nothing in the area that's financially sound.
Wind warning ahead.
All said and done, they're probably paying like $5,000 to move this thing from Idaho down there. But whatever. So I was able to do a little bit of shopping because the Fred Meyer right there next to the Flying J in East Boise on Federal Way. And last night for dinner, I basically had some French sandwich bread, which is kind of like right between a hard roll and a soft roll. Toasted that up in a pan with some butter. Half of it I had some strawberry preserves. The other half I had peach, which just hit the spot. It was like perfectly what I wanted. I've had a vegetable stir fry. I've had a vegetable curry. I've had Polish sausages for the past several days. I picked up some roast beef and some Emmentaler, i.e. Swiss cheese. Tonight I'm going to make a beef au jus, beef sauce. I'm going to have me a couple of French dip sandwiches. I'm going to make the sauce from scratch. Dipping sauce from scratch.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
I got a pound of roast beef. I got some Emmentaler. I got onion. I got mustard. I got some decent bread, which I'm going to toast first. Dinner tonight. I took a bit of beef out to thaw. Tomorrow I have celery. Well, I don't have any celery. I got to see if I can find some celery. I got carrots. I got onions. I got potatoes. So I might not do celery at all. I got some peas. I got some corn. Like I said, I got a bit of chuck roast. I got all the spices and seasonings I need. I'm going to make me a beef stew tomorrow. I want to see if I can find some biscuits. If I can find a store that's got some, pre-made biscuits or some rolls, I might make some, have a bit of bread with it. So I think I'll be doing that tomorrow. Saturday, I think I'll be making Swedish meatballs on Saturday. So I'm going to make Swedish meatballs from scratch. I have some ground pork. I have ground beef. I have nutmeg. All I need is a little bit of sour cream. I need a little bit of that for the gravy. For the sauce that goes with the Swedish meatball. Some mashed potatoes. Put some peas with that. I mean, I don't have any lingonberry jelly or jam, whatever it is. I'm really not going to get that at any real grocery store, except maybe like a Wegmans or maybe a Whole Foods might have something like that. But lingonberry is not something you're going to find typically unless you order from Amazon or you get it from IKEA. But we'll see. I mean, I can substitute strawberry, I can substitute peach, for a little bit of that sweetness, but lingonberry, I believe, is a little bit more tart, so maybe not, but we'll see. But that's the plans for the meals. I got a little bit of potato. I still got potato soup with chicken, corn, potato soup. So I still have 4 servings of that in the refrigerator. So I'm going to be using that for my lunches. Put it in a bowl, just put it in the microwave, heat it up, put a little bit of bacon on top, a little bit of cheese on top, and we'll have some decent lunches. Heat it up, good to go. If I remember right, this is the Snake River off to our right-hand side. This eventually will go down this goes through well, it's flowing the opposite way, it's flowing westbound, but it does flow through Twin Falls. So we're going to cross over this river when we're at Twin Falls. Like I said, I picked up a couple chicken thighs. I wanted another truck driver made lunch on one of the Facebook cooking groups. Put up a really nice picture of a pork chop he made, the other day, and it's like it was just done really fantastically. And it's like I wanted to find a decent pork roast, like a 3-rib pork roast, chop roast, but the only ones they had at the Fred Meyer there in Boise, because I got there late in the day, I was not able to get a 3-rib because I wanted to make a 3-rib version of that to make nice roast out of it, but And the ones they had were a little bit too thin for what I wanted to do. Like I say, I picked up a few things, nothing fancy, nothing, not a whole lot of stuff, just a little bit of stuff. But we're pretty much set for about a week. Excuse me. So in just about another 50 minutes, 55 minutes, we'll get to the Pilot Flying J there in Twin Falls. That's our first stop for the day. We'll get there about 11:35, 11:40-ish. Then we'll head down through Twin Falls on US 93. We're taking this crane truck down to Yuma. We should be there by Friday at the latest, unless something stupid happens, which pray nothing goes wrong. We've already had this load for far too long. All right. And when I get down to Yuma, if I need to pick up a little bit of this, a little bit of that at the grocery store, not a problem. I'll see if I can get into a store that I'm there early enough for the meat department to have a butcher, there, that I can see if I can pick up the piece of meat I want. I do also want to pick up a pork loin that I can stuff some spinach, bacon, make a balsamic vinegar glaze with it. But we'll play it by ear on that regard, on that front. Alrighty, coming past Glenns Ferry. And I'm assuming they're calling it Glenns Ferry because I said right next to the river. People wanted to cross it. So, put the ferry right there, charge people a couple, 5 cents, 10 cents to cross. Back in the 1800s, that was a good enough price. But I'm going to assume that's why they call this area Glenns Ferry. With about 76 degrees right about now. Alright, Snake River, crossing over. Here we go. We'll cross over to another, at least 2 more times that I can remember. Like I said, easy load. It's just full of delays and complications that really I wish weren't there, but blah blah blah. And hopefully I can get back east, It's been a good while since I've been, east of the Mississippi. Almost a month. everybody trying to switch lanes here. Oh well, like I said, we're just gonna. We got roughly 1,000 miles ish. So where's the site? 1,082 miles down to our delivery, roughly. GPS is wanting me to go ways that are different than what my permit says for Arizona. So you know, it's going to be a little bit off there. But the basic synopsis of the route is Boise, well, Caldwell, Boise, Twin Falls, into Nevada. We're going to stop at Wells. We're going to stop at Ely. Eventually get down to North Las Vegas at that Love's, through Las Vegas, followed down, you know, down to the tip of Nevada, into Arizona, staying east of the river, so we're not going to cross into California at all. Make our delivery. I'm glad you joined us. I appreciate it. Maybe not exactly the most photogenic part of Idaho, but this is what we deal with on a day in, day out basis. We're good to go. We're not on a sightseeing tour, but if there are sights to see, we try to enjoy it as much as possible. That's like when a tourist goes someplace, you know, they're always trying to see the most interesting stuff, the tourist stuff, the most beautiful parts of a country. When you go to Australia, my wife's from Australia. When you go to Australia, you know, you're going to see the Sydney Opera House, the bridge over the water in Sydney. You're going to see Ayers Rock. You're going to see, the koala bears and, the interesting stuff, the Great Barrier Reef, all that stuff. But it's your everyday stuff that people skip over. That's what I see 99% of the time. I've been past the Grand Canyon dozens of times. Never seen it in person. Devil's Tower. Been past it 100 times. I've never seen it in person. You know, there's so many things that the Snake River here. So this is about the highlight of the interesting that we're going to see, crossing over the Snake River. Get out of the way here are the people behind us. We're going to slow down on this climb, so let these cars pass us. I get that. I've gotten that a lot over the years. hey man, you must be great being a truck driver. You know, you get to see America. Yeah. I guess my idea of seeing America is different than what a lot of people associate with being a truck driver. I go a lot of places. 99+% of all Americans have never been to Idaho, period. Much less this area of Idaho. There isn't a whole lot of interest here. But like I said, I think that's true of most every place in the world. You know, if you see a photograph or a video of some amazing places, it's like, oh wow, that looks great. But then you go to the normal places where all the regular people are, day in and day out, not that interesting. See, I grew up in Japan. 10 years of my life growing up in Japan. There's a lot of places in Japan that are absolutely gorgeous, amazing, beautiful, wonderful places. Did I go there? Rarely. No, Nobi, Japan, right on Tokyo Bay. I live right across the street from the water, from the beach. Water, beach, seawall, sidewalk, road, sidewalk, house. Nobody is being a tourist in that area. Nobody. The only Americans, the only European, the only whatever that I ever saw in that area was myself and family and a friend or two that came over. I never saw anybody else but the regular, everyday Japanese person. So when people say, well, you get to see it, this is what I see. A couple miles off to my left, if I'm lucky, and I can see some really, really faint mountains about 45 miles to my south. About 20 miles to my north, I see some mountains. A couple of miles ahead, a couple miles behind. Truck stops, factories, warehouses, the highway. This is what I see. This is why I prefer being on the back roads where you can actually get a glimpse of of the real America. Not just the stuff that people want to see. But that's just normal part of trucking. It's not that exciting. This is the easiest job I've ever had in my life. This is probably the most boring job I've ever had in my life. Landscaper, arborist, pesticide applicator, manager, pizza cook, driver trainer, warehouse lineman, retail clerk. And all that stuff may seem easier to a lot of people, but this is the easiest job I've ever had. I truly only do about an hour's worth of work a week. The rest of the time I'm sitting around driving, or sitting around waiting, or sitting around doing nothing. I got one of the laziest jobs you could ever want to have. Now, there are times where it's like, wow, I'm lucky to do this job. There's other times it's like, oh my God, let me have some kind of excitement. Alrighty, we are coming up on Bliss, Idaho. Mile marker 135, I-84. Excuse me. Up here in just a little over half an hour. About 35 minutes. We'll stop at the Pilot Flight J up here at exit 173. We'll check our chains, make sure everything is good. Our tires, our lights, our mud flaps, all of our electrical lines, all of our air lines, our mirrors, make sure everything is good and set. With our truck, our trailer, our load. Then we'll push on to our next stop, which we're going to get down to, I believe we'll stop next at Wells, Nevada. We'll stop there. I think I'll top up my fuel there. Then we'll at least get down to Ely, E-L-Y. They're in Nevada. If we can go a little bit further than that, I would like to. Like to at least 500 miles a day if possible. We've done 83 so far. That's been about an hour and a half. Yeah, just about an hour and a half of driving so far. But we'll get this truck down to Yuma. Get it delivered, and like I said, hopefully I have another load available to pick up on Friday. And hopefully, fingers, toes, knees, everything else that you can possibly cross for luck. Hopefully we have a load coming all the way back to the East Coast. But we'll see, we'll see. Like I said, we're not wide, we're not heavy, we're not long. We're just a little bit tall at 14 foot. 10 inches. That's the only reason we got this pole, this Escort with the pole on it. Really don't need one, but the company I'm at, Valley, wants me to have one, so we have one. We just do what we can do as we can do it.
Got 18 coming on.
Got the speed relatively decently, so we get back over here to the slow lane. If I need to pass them, we'll pass them. We got a bit of traffic behind us trying to start to bunch up, so we'll let these people around if we need to. Rolling along, 18th gear, 70 miles an hour, just about 1,500 RPM.
Got a 4 right off the far right.
Other than that, not a whole lot to think about today. Just tick off some miles and earn our daily pay, and we're good to go. So from Bliss, Idaho, God bless, stay safe. We'll talk to you later.